tell
Mhm.
everyone what services you offer and where you serve your customers at. Your clients.
So I'm all around the Triangle, Apex, Raleigh. I'm based out of Pittsburgh. That's where my home sanctuary is.
Okay.
I go up to Durham sometimes. I go up to North Raleigh, up into Wake Forest. And down into Fuquay Arena sometimes. And these are for like the group sessions. And then a lot of people come out to my house in Pittsburgh, and we can do private sessions, which tend to be a lot deeper. I know
Yeah.
the one you were at
No,
you were
we're
at
gonna
a
talk
group.
about that. We're gonna talk about that later. I do want to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and so yeah, it's mostly just within an hour of Pittsburgh. So Southern Pines, Durham, Wake Forest, all of Raleigh, all of Wake Forest, all of Wake County, out into Hillsborough and Orange County
Right.
too.
Are you
So
are you on any social media for or with this
yeah,
in particular?
yeah, so you can it's really just, kind of Facebook switched over into the professional mode and I didn't realize it. So I just use that. It's just my name, Garth Robertson.
Okay.
On Instagram it's garth.sound. And I have them linked, so all my stuff is on both of those. I When I was in the jungle in September, I was told that I am to get off of TikTok. And so I do have a TikTok, but I have not opened it since I got back on September 29th. And that is just, it's just the scrolling, the dopamine hits they just were coming and coming and coming. And I was realizing that I was getting a day, like hours would go by, and I was just like, what am I doing? And so I got back into reading, I got back into audiobooks, and just sitting in a dark room and not looking at anything, but just receiving, like maybe listening to a podcast like this,
Hmm.
or, or listening to an audiobook and really just relaxing that part. And I found that, I can now, those same dopamine hits are coming from seeing, a squirrel playing outside, or watching
Yeah.
a bird feed on my bird feeder, and just like I'm noticing that like these dopamine hits are coming from these more simple, beautiful things.
Hmm.
And so TikTok, obviously you can scroll on all the social media platforms now, but that one was something that I gave up.
Quite
But
a
maybe I'll come back to it because it is beautiful. I mean, it is a beautiful app. It does have a lot of beautiful um, things. It was just kind of a trap for me.
yeah.
And I think that's it as far as that. I do have a newsletter. I have a website, which you'll probably link.
Yep.
And yeah, and a newsletter that people can sign up for that I release once a month, just saying everywhere that I'll be
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah.
awesome, Garth. And do you have anything else you want to cover before we go? Did I forget anything?
No, I think you covered everything. Thanks so much for the beautiful interview. And like I said, thanks so much for having me on and, letting me share my story a little bit.
Garth, you're a very beautiful person, and I really appreciate meeting you. I'm grateful to everyone that I meet with my new sober brain because it just means so much more to me when I come across interesting people or creative people in the world, and I really appreciate it.
Thank
I
you for,
loved your sound healing ceremony. It was amazing.
yeah,
I give you a five
thank
star
you.
review. All right, everyone, call
Please,
Garth.
please do,
I
and
will.
thank you so much. And yeah, it's beautiful to hear that you're doing well on your journey too. I wasn't aware of that, and I'm always in the rooting for the people that are in this journey for self improvement and in process with their own story towards self, toward wholeness. That's
Yeah.
what we're all going for.